Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is NXT with Najee, a part of the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast. We have made it to season 2. I know it's been a long time. This is season 2, episode 1, or episode 21, whatever you want to call it. I'm probably just gonna keep putting it up in the top in the 20s. We just gonna keep going up from there, so we can count it like that. But since I've been gone, a lot of things have happened. We got Ethan Page is now our NXT champion. We got Charlie Dempsey holding the Heritage Cup with Ren Sinclair as a part of the No Quarter Catch crew. And Chase U is our, they're our new tag team champions. That one's pretty recent. I've been watching every single week while I've been gone. I haven't had a chance to really be there in the crowd, but this week was my first week back in that crowd, so I wanted to make sure I got you with a fresh episode immediately. So outside of the title changes, we got TNA still invading NXT. We got Joe Hendry taking over that crowd every single week. And we got MSK and the Rascals with a big breakup with Wesley turning heel. It's a lot going on. But this week, we are going to cover, like I said, the August 20th, 2024 edition of NXT. But I'm not going to do it alone. I went back home. I didn't physically go back home, but I made some phone calls to some friends of mine back home that I even ran into him in SummerSlam. But this man is a music legend, a Michigan music legend in my book and in a lot of other people's books. These are just the facts. This man is a wrestling super fan, just like myself. This is the man known as the artist, Yung Tact. This is Ronnie Matthews. Ronnie, how you doing, brother? I appreciate you coming out, taking some time out of your day.
Man, thank you, man. It's you know what it is, bro. We've been tied in for a minute. We got a wrestling history damn near. Like we was heels, like you know what I'm saying. We was bitter enemies, and now we've come together and share the same love for wrestling, man. And it's funny, like after all these years, like this is where we have kind of like linked back up.
Yeah, it's great. I really think that it's insane that of all the things that it could have been, that it ended up being the passion for wrestling and everything. And even just running into you at SummerSlam was cool, brother. Like we both got dreads now, and who would have thought we would have had dreads out here living like this? But but yo, for those people that don't know your product, don't know who you are, don't know what you do, plug yourself in a little bit. We got to try to not cuss just because we might be on the radio.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I was gonna ask that before I started talking, but it's the streets in me. But for sure, my name's Yung Tact. It's YUNGTACT. I've been rapping, doing shows, just like part of the hip hop culture since I can remember. But for about 15 years, I've been like consistently just releasing music, doing shows, just trying to do my thing in like Detroit area, Michigan. I've been in Chicago for about 10 years now. Just chilling, man. And about I want to say it was actually when I first moved back to Chicago. I moved in with my uncle, and his son was watching WWE, like, and CM Punk was back, and I was like, and we're not back, but CM Punk was popping, and I hadn't watched wrestling since like probably like when Batista and them came out. You know what I'm saying? Like
oh, wow.
It had been a minute I can't even think of the year because it was so long. Because it wasn't cool to watch wrestling when I was in my 20s. Everybody was like, it was roasting it. And I was like, bro, so I just kind of fell off. And then, once I got back, I never left. And I'm like, this is what I'd watch like every day. I'm watching something, even if it's just like an A&E biography. You feel me? I'm tapped in. I'm all about the culture. I'm going to local shows now. I'm meeting wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool, man. It reminds me a lot of being a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you get booked. You got to know the promoters. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got to be tapped in, and you got to be good as well. Like, if you're a standout talent, people are gonna want to see you. So it's the same. It's the same with music.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful community. It's a lot less stressful than the hip hop community at times. Speaking as a former artist, but yeah, man. Thank you for being on the show. So we're gonna jump right into this episode, y'all. First match. Oh, actually, I'm gonna go over the whole entire format of this just in case this is the first time people are listening. We don't do the promos here. It takes a lot of time. We want to make sure you guys get the recap of the matches and a couple insights on how it felt to be there in the crowd, and you get some other opinions from other fans, just like Yung Tact and myself. So, first match of the night came after the Chase U celebration, where Axiom and Nathan Frazier came out to approach Chase U, which is our new tag team champions. They wanted their rematch, but Riley Osborne and Duke decided to step in and say, if you can beat us, then you'll get your rematch. So that is our first match of the night. We got Axiom and Nathan Frazier against Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne with Chase University in their corner. Now, Osborne looks fantastic. Duke did his thing. Duke, powerhouse as always. But I'm going to be honest. I was a little surprised at how good Nathan and Axiom are starting to look as a tag team. Every single time they come out there and they face a team that looks like they should have no business um, not beating them, they end up, getting beat. Like they end up that team ends up getting beat, and Nathan and Axiom come out winning. And this was one of those. But side story, in the crowd, Duke started the match with his fanny pack still on. And we started yelling at him like, bro, take the fanny pack off. Like, you can't wrestle with no fanny pack on. And he got tagged in and tried to, and the ref immediately was like, bro, you got to take it off. So he gave it to Thea, and I don't think the camera showed this, but Thea put it on and didn't even adjust the strap. So now Thea was out here smacking people in the leg with the fanny pack as she was walking around. So I just wanted to share that quick side story. But after a brain buster and super kick finish, we got Axiom and Nathan Frazier walking away to become the new number one contenders, and they'll face them at No Mercy. So now, Tack, my question for you is, how are you feeling about the tag division right now for NXT? How are you feeling about it? You think it's strong? You think it's getting a little played out?
To be completely honest, like the tag division and all of the WWE, like all of the shows are kind of lacking right now. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest, NXT is probably the best. Like from what I've seen in the past couple of weeks, they've been stepping up there. Just the performances. You know what I'm saying? Like and like we watched. I'm getting too far ahead, but I watched was that Hank and Tank or whatever with
Mm-hmm.
against OC, like like they had some good matches, man. I can't cap. I enjoyed the first match. I like XCM. I barely even see bro ever really wrestle. Like so, it's good to see him like actually starting to get some play because he's been on the game since like for like 7 years. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
like dude,
Yeah.
dude been around forever. So like it's good to see him actually getting some run. His partner I'm not too familiar with Drake, Nathan Drake or what's his name?
Nathan
I'm not
Frazier.
Frazier, right. I'm not too familiar with him. But they look good. Chase U, they've
Call that
been
man
around.
Uncharted.
They've been right. they, they would that Chase U, they've been around for a minute, so they holding down, just keeping it steady, like doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, man. I'm not. It's not. I'm old school, so I'm used to like the big names for the tag division. I don't really. I feel
Oh,
like they kind of build.
speaking of big names in the tag division, the rumor is the Hardy Boys are on their way to NXT. So that's something to look forward to for sure.
Right, right.
For
Read my
sure.
mind. They read my
Yep.
mind. I
Yep.
mean, you
Yep.
just got to
Yep.
bring back those legendary acts right now. Everybody trying to see like how they mesh with the new stuff. It's like it's kind of like LeBron and Anthony Edwards. Like what I mean, we gotta see like how it is gonna work out because it's still early for a lot of those guys. Like
Mm-hmm.
career wise, it's 15 plus years left to try to figure it out.
Yep. So we're gonna move on now to the second match, which was Lola Vice versus Wendy Chu. I just like saying it like that. So Wendy's new character is really hitting for me. I like it. I'm a big fan of the Nightmare Wendy. I'm not a big fan of the way Lola looked in that match. I know they're trying to make Wendy potentially be an unstoppable force, which I feel like she kind of already was in her own sense before. But with Lola being who Lola is and how Lola's been the last 2 or 3 months, this match didn't really sit well with me because it's like Lola's supposed to be the next big thing, the next one up, and they made her look real soft. And I know Lola ain't soft, but when he had a pillowcase that she was carrying around the whole entire match, kind of set underneath the ropes. Kalani came out because in a few segments in the background, you can see Kalani looking for a title, trying to find out where a title was. And during a distraction, an accidental hit from Lola to Kalani, Wendy used that pillowcase on Lola to get a 1-2-3. Kalani ends up attacking Wendy, and we comes to find out the title was inside of the pillowcase. So now it makes sense that Lola got taken out by it. So now we got Wendy Chu taking on Kalani James at No Mercy for the NXT Women's North American Championship. It just makes me wonder what's next for Lola. I hope that they find a way to get her back into the title picture. I'll talk a little bit later after when we get into the gauntlet thing about my theories with the title picture. But I just hope they give her a chance to keep shining and not let her really slide off into that gigantic locker room that they have of female superstars. As far as Wendy, I think if they do give Wendy that title, she could be like Obafemi. She really could. She could just hold that thing, be dangerous with it, and everybody's scared of her. Trying to chase after that. I'm gonna move on to the next one because it's a big match, and I know we can talk about this one a lot. And we got a little bit of time left, and a couple more matches to cover. Third match is Sol Ruka versus Jada Parker versus added Brindley Reese. It was supposed to be Carmen Petrovich, but she got taken out by Izzy in that ever so famous parking lot that people need to just avoid. Been saying that for years. Versus Rizzo versus Kendall Gray versus Ren Sinclair. Now, it's a gauntlet eliminator match. Starts off with two people every 90 seconds, I believe, or 3 minutes. I can't remember what it was. A new person gets in the match. You're only eliminated by pinfall, submission, the whole shebang. Fantastic lineup. I called it beforehand that this match was going to steal the show, and this match stole the show. So Ren and Soul were the first two in the match to start off, followed very closely by Rizzo. But Rizzo, almost as soon as she came in, she was out of there. She got eliminated with the quickness. Sol Ruka killing it, killing it, killing it. Probably the MVP of this match. I'm not gonna say that because I have my opinions. Next entrant was Brindley Reese. Brindley came in, started giving the business to everybody as well. Literally gave them both a run for their money. Ren kept rolling out of the ring like an OG, like the true OG that she is, in order to save some strength and get her energy back. And then comes in Kendall Mother effing Gray. That's my MVP for this match because she came in and she handled business. Every single one of them got the work from this woman, including Brindley Reese, who got eliminated very quickly by Kendall Gray. But of course, you got too many people in there standing on business. Miss Parker had to pull through. Miss Parker pulled through, did exactly the same thing Kendall Gray did, except she came in and took Kendall Gray right out of it. So Ruka ends up eliminating Ren Sinclair with a Soul Snatcher out of nowhere. So now it's down to our last two, just Jada Parker and Soul Ruka. Now, I was scared for a second because I didn't want Jada to get this close again and not pull it off. But after a move from Soul, it looked like Jada actually got hurt, like legitimately hurt, no storyline type stuff. And they kind of rushed the finish a little bit. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that Jada won, but I think that ending could have been, well, not could have been, was supposed to be a little bit longer, but in order to protect Jada and make sure she can actually get her chance at her title shot, they rushed the ending. But Jada is our winner, and Jada goes against Roxanne at No Mercy. Now, I gotta ask you, do you think that Jada is the one that's gonna dethrone Roxanne?
She's a super athlete, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Like she got all the stuff. She could talk the talk. She walking the walk. Like I didn't really catch the injury, but when she got in there, you knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? Like she's able to do things that those other girls necessarily can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like power wise, like she going crazy. Like she did the Mark Henry joint. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a good match. I thought that was my favorite match of the night. I can't even cap. Like so Ruka when it was going crazy. Uh, old girl, the gray chick, she was snapping. It was
Oh
it
yeah,
was a fun match. I
Kendall,
honestly
if you
like
listening, you heard, you got it.
right. She like that's it was a great match. I thought I was like you said it did kind of end kind of quick, but I definitely. The thing is about the champ is like, are they gonna send her to the big show, or is it gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's more, let's go ahead and get somebody else up in here. We already
Yeah.
maybe ran it out.
It's
It's
definitely
a lot of
time. I feel like it's
new
time for her to
blood,
be on the main roster.
right? And there's plenty of room because it's looking weak on the main roster right now. No offense to the women that are on there, but just new blood always just like kind of sparks things up. Like when Alexa Bliss came in, and like, you know what I'm saying, like it just changed
Mm-hmm.
the demographic. Like, just not that we're tired of those people, but like it wouldn't hurt just to put some new blood in there. You know what I'm saying? Just to see what
Yeah.
happens. Like, I feel like that's the most important thing, especially for people like real fans, that people who are actually going to the show, buying the tickets, supporting on the Twitters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are we want to see that stuff. You know what I mean? We want to see new champs, when people who deserve it. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is, so we just want to have a ball and watch them go have their moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Speaking of moments, now we're going to move on to the fourth match. You were talking about it earlier. The Good Brothers, the OC, versus Hank and Tank. Now, this match felt a little random to the crowd. The crowd wasn't really feeling it. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't feeling it. Crowd wasn't feeling it. But we saw some new folks kind of get something that they deserve. Like, I know Hank and Tank have been dealing with injuries, but for them to come out and beat the OC, yeah, they won. They beat the OC. That was awesome to see. It was, like I said, super random. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it because regardless of how hyped those two are, they just couldn't really pull that crowd into that match. And I imagine it was probably the same way watching it at home. But yeah, like I said, Hank and Tank wins via pinfall. Now I'm laughing because I'm looking at this next match, and this one was for the ladies, 1,000%. The Dion, Lennox, and Ashanti, the Adonis match. There's ladies man versus ladies man, period. And I gotta give Adonis credit because that Shawn Michaels fit he had on was fire. That gear was incredible. Not only did he pay homage to Shawn Michaels, especially being there at NXT, he also not only won the match, but he won the match with a super kick. And not only was it a regular super kick, it was sweet chin music. That man tuned up the band and everything and walked away with the victory. So I know the second he walked back there in a gorilla, Sean had to have been like, oh, you nailed it. You crushed it. You did good. Now we're going to move to this last one because I want to make sure we got enough time to talk about this last match and for me to get, my questions in for you at the end so that, the people can get to know you a little bit more too. Um, the last match of the night is a number one contenders match for the NXT Championship, which is held by Ethan Page. I wish it was still Trick, but it's Ethan Page. We're not going to talk about it. Joe Hendry versus Wes Lee versus Pete the Bruiserweight in a triple threat match.
Bruiserweight been working.
Working, bro. He's almost
Been
every
working,
single
bro.
show, every Monday, every
He,
Tuesday, back to back to back to back to back. It's crazy with that man.
hey,
Crazy.
get to the bag, my boy.
Yeah, it's about he deserves it. He deserves it. So Wesley, I'm gonna hold this up because I had this sign at the show. I will not I will not boo him. I will
Nah,
not boo Wesley. You can't make me. You can't force me to do it. I'm not gonna do it. But Wesley was fantastic during that match. Unreal. You could still feel that he was emotional with his storyline going on. He wants that title. A lot of emotions involved for Wesley. Pete, same thing. Like you said, that man has been working nonstop. A lot of emotion in what he's been doing. Joe Hendry, fan favorite, crowd favorite. I'm not really feeling it, and don't cancel me for that. But it's
yo,
it's a good, great match. It's a great, 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 great match. But the second you heard who was in this match, you probably predicted who won it. Joe Hendry is now number one contender for the NXT championship, but he had help from Trick Williams, who has had beef with Pete the last couple of weeks. So Trick popping out to kind of knock out Pete was awesome, but he potentially is the reason why Joe Hendry won. Now, after Joe Hendry won, in the background, Wesley was going through his emotions, and Zachary Wentz came and attacked Wes. So we're gonna have to see what happens with that next week. But like my question for you is, do you believe in Joe Hendry? And if you do,
hell
why?
yeah, bro.
Why? Make me
Hell
a
yeah.
believer. Make me a
Hell
believer,
yeah,
because I
bro.
need
Hell,
convincing.
hell yeah, bro. So this is my thing, bro. The people talk, the people speak. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we love about wrestling, bro. We love when a guy that's coming from a different promotion, you know what I'm saying? He come in, he got the glow. It ain't nothing you can say. Like his in ring skills maybe not top tier, but we all know that that's like secondary a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? Like you get
Mhm.
him on the screen, it's magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he know what he's doing on that level for sure. Like the whole run has been just remarkable. I didn't even know he was from TNA. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh-huh.
I found that out a couple of days ago. My boy's like, oh, he not even in NXT. I'm like, so he just came off the strength of just his own, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that let me know right there. Like, you know, I know they're working with TNA like a little bit now too, so that's cool. But you know, it's just like they know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
ain't a mistake that he out there. So you know, it's gonna help both companies. I think you're gonna get a little bit of. It's always good. Cross promotion is always good when you got the machine behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So, and following with that, do you think that Trick Williams being involved with this, you think that you think he's gonna turn on Joe? Do you think he's gonna potentially use this as his way to get back to the title? Because Trick was, quote unquote, the reason why Joe got his first match on NXT and was
right,
invited and this, that, and
I
whatever.
think
So
it
try
comes
to
to
answer
Trick.
that
Yeah,
one really quickly.
yes, I think yes. I think he is very capable of being a snake if having somebody get it back.
If
He's
Melo
very
taught
capable,
him anything.
man. That's on brand. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to do what you got to do, bro. His name is Trick. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's true.
His name is Trick. Like I will trick on you. I will do what I got to do to get where I got to go, and that's why he's goaded right now in NXT because you know, he got the sauce. He say all the right stuff, and that's to me that's the most important thing. Wrestling is great. I love all the moves, but if you can't get me to believe who you trying to be or who you are, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna lose a little bit. That's why Joe Henry. That's why you got Bruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? Like all these guys are legitimate. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed the episode. I can't cap, man. I was gonna say sometimes NXT maybe don't be hitting like that, but this was definitely that 6 man that gauntlet match was fire. I was like, this is fire. I'm impressed with the women. I wrote something down. It was like I wanted to ask you. It was like, do you think like because remember how like you know you got all these fitness models and stuff there in the business now, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
are you thinking that like like the level of like love for the game is there at the same, or is it more of like, hey, this is a way to get on, you know what I'm saying, and
Oh
like
no,
whatever.
I think the love for it is crazy. That's why I like Kendall Gray so much. Kendall
Right,
Gray's got an amateur wrestling background as it is, and the way she's grown in the last like 6 months, because I feel like I've got to watch that, is unreal. Like she's one of the best ones in there now.
right,
And it seems like everybody that I've become friends with in that locker room, the women's locker room, it's the same thing. They love what they do. They love every aspect of it. They love the training part of it. They love the learning part of it. They love the entertainment part of it. And they love the love that they receive from everybody else. So I would say that's the best locker room in the WWE right now is probably that women's locker room because they all have each other's back.
right,
They seem like, I mean, I don't know everybody's business, but they seem like they're such a close knit family and I'm excited, and I'm hoping they bring back a tag division for them. Like I need
right,
them Tonga twins. I need the Tonga twins at NXT like nobody's
right.
business. I've been saying that for months, and I'm gonna keep saying it. So Shawn Michaels, make that happen. Please bring the Tonga twins to NXT. Please, please, please. But I'm gonna stop us right there, and I'm gonna get to the last part of the show, which is my questions for my guests. Ronnie or Young Tact, whatever you want to go by, whatever you would like me to call you. Music has been a part of both of our lives for a very long time. And I know it still is for you the same way that it has been since it started. What moment in your life do you think was that one moment to where you were like, this is what I want to do? This is what I want to put my heart into. This is the stories that I want to share and spread. Like, what moment do you think that you knew?
To be completely honest, I was never like the type of person to want to be a rapper. You know what I mean? Like I never really looked at it like that. It was more of like just like it started like creating with my friends, and then for to answer your question, um, it probably was the first time I performed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I actually like got on stage and like did something that was like mine, you know what I'm saying? Like my own, like it was just me. Like I didn't perform with the homies, it was just me. And like I saw the reaction that I got from people from when I was saying those words, you know what I'm saying? They
Mm-hmm.
may not have came in the crowd and said anything, but the eyes don't lie, Chico. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when you up there and you saying your stuff and they're looking at you and they get to give you the eyes like, wow, this dude's actually not bad. You know what I mean? So like that kind of gave me the confidence. And also like I didn't ever think that I would enjoy that. You know what I mean? Like I was always kind of um like not wanting to be in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, don't put me
yeah,
up in front of everybody.
yeah,
But I would always shine when I did. You know what I'm saying? So I maybe like reluctantly, I was like a star or wanted to be in front of people. Like, but only because I was confident in what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I was like, well, if I like the music, then they gonna have to like it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty hard critic on music. So if I rap it out my mouth, put it on a beat, and let people hear it, like I'm confident in it. You know what I'm saying? Like
yes.
I pretty much like, hey, I'll put this up against anybody.
Hell yeah. All right, next question. What's your favorite OMG WWE moment in your fandom timeline?
All right, I got you. This is super. This will probably age me like significantly, but I kind of, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. So this is Papa Shango when he put the voodoo on the Ultimate Warrior and he had him throwing up. And I think it was like what's that? Was that Wrestling Challenge? They used to come on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Papa Shango did this voodoo spell on the Ultimate Warrior and had him literally like puking. Because I will never forget it's like this green puke. And it was like I was watching it and they're like, you know, back then I guess that was the show. I don't know if you can still find it, but I remember that, man. I was like, this is wild. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Papa Shango is real. Like this is real. I'm like, I was probably about what 8 or 9, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me, that was like I
I'm gonna
was
see if
like,
I can
what,
find that. I'm gonna see if I can find that footage to post up during this.
bro? Yeah, it was epic. That one, and I got an honorable mention the Macho Man when Jake the Snake bit him with the
Oh
snake.
yeah, yeah.
That was crazy.
I
That was
don't like
crazy.
snakes, so I don't do that one. That one got me. No.
That's crazy.
All
That
right,
was
last question. Last question though. All right, so what do you want the people to know that you're up to? What's next for you and your brand as Young Tact and as yourself? What you got coming without spoiling too much?
uh we're gonna go ahead. You know, I got a bunch of projects coming up, just working on shows, doing stuff. Like I'm in Chicago, so like we're fighting through the politics of what's rap and hip hop and drill or whatever you want to call it. So it's an uphill
Mm-hmm.
battle. We working hard and we making stuff happen for the community. Like really, that's really what I'm trying to get involved in. Setting up like workshops for kids, like because I'm from Chicago, and when I moved back here, it was a reality check for me because I'm like these kids are like hopeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the nicest way I can put it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Is hopeless. So I figured like I know all these people that are in the arts that do music that do marketing or you know what I'm saying? So I just was trying to get involved in the community, man. Like do workshops for kids, get them like in a program, let them see that there's like, other things to do other than be on YouTube or something. Or at least if you're gonna do it, at
Mm-hmm.
least know how to camera.
Yeah,
You know,
commit.
we
Commit. Don't be an idiot.
right. Like other than that, just I'm a video game guy, so I got this Resident Evil project I've been working on for 2 years. It's pretty much done. I'm just doing like the final touches, little skits, and maybe add a song or two. But my homie who ended up finding God, he made these Resident Evil beats like from the OG game. He took samples and like literally
Yeah.
just like hooked up some crazy beats. And like I've been working on. I actually got a song called Bret Hart on there. I'm gonna send it to
There we
you.
go. All right, brother. Hey, man, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure y'all look out for Yung Tact. Hey, plug your socials in really quick so that they can find you. What's your social?
Okay, it's Yung Tact everywhere. YUNGTACT. That's it. It's very simple. Yung Tact, short for tactics. No
That's
O.
right.
We
No
good to
O.
go. Najee, I want to thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man. You are a legend in your own right. You know what I'm saying? I can speak on that. And what you doing with the wrestling stuff, man, I'm proud of you, bro. Because this is what's up, man. You in the press boxes, you making plays, bro. Like you, this
Yeah,
is
man, I'm
like
trying, brother. I'm trying. Thank you, brother.
everybody we're around. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to see them doing what they love. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
that's what's the most important thing, bro. Is doing what you love. And thank you again for this shout out, man.
Yeah, dude, no worries, brother. It's the least I can do. Like we almost 15 years now we've known each other, bro. So it's nice to have you on here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. My friends, please make sure you follow NXT with Najee on Instagram. That's the only one I got right now plugged in for that one. Also follow the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka the Whip Show. That's what this show is a part of. This is season 2, episode 1, and we are ending this with a have a good day. Thank y'all so much for listening. Till the next time, I'm gonna try to see if I can get you guys every week. If not, it'll be every other week. But yeah, I got you. One more time, shout out to Yung Tact, shout out to Whip, shout out to everybody who's been listening. We appreciate you. We are NXT. We out of here.
This feels so right, 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 so right. This feels so right, so right, so right.